All right, back with some real firepower now. You got the touch, thanks to Tab Touch. And this bloke here, he's had the touch for a very long time. He's wearing 4 All-Australian jackets. Not currently. I don't reckon any of them fit the big rig anymore. He might have to get them tailored in. But he's also won a flag and he might be the vice-captain of this proud footy club. Jeremy McGovern, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Thumper. That was one of the best intros I've ever had. I appreciate that, mate.
Would that be fair that you'd be swimming in those jackets about now?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's only one jacket.
Do you only get one?
Yeah, you only get one, yeah. Oh. But you just get a new...
new emblem?
No, same emblem, just another year stitched on it.
It's a bit poor, isn't it?
To be honest, it's economical. I'd rather one jacket than 4, to be honest. I'm not going to wear all 4 of them.
It's true. Do you wear it around the house every now and then? Just
at least 3 or 4 times a week, yeah. No, I'm joking. To be honest, I haven't touched it. To be honest, it's just sitting in my cupboard.
Mothballs.
Look, this isn't where I wanted to go with this, but true about Sheppy, how he never got his All-Australian jacket.
Yeah.
So it was like years later. Is the same with you? Or because you were going back there every 6 months to get another one, you had to make sure they gave it to you?
No, I think I was lucky because mine wasn't through the COVID period. So we'll give the AFL a bit of an out with the COVID sort of stuff going on when Shep got his. But no, I got mine on the night that I got presented. I don't know if you remember me. It's one of the more embarrassing moments of my life trying to put a jacket on.
Were you coming off surgery? Was that a reason?
I just my shoulder surgery. I couldn't put my shoulders back, so I tried to put on like a hoodie. It didn't go down too well. But
glorious.
Oh well.
Great to see you back out there, big fella. You had the fair break and then a couple of weeks off in between with in the medical room. And I don't know if you know, like 4 out of the 6 games you've played, the Oppo kicked less than 100 points. I don't know if they get spoken about down there. So
does it? Oh, that's nice, Thumper. Thanks for that, mate.
Get out there.
Maybe you should be. Do you want a coaching role?
No, if you see me at Auskick, because Lecker's kid's in my Auskick team,
yes.
And there was a play the other week where Lecker's kid was on the end of this beautiful chain,
yeah,
and he's just butchered it,
and
just fumbly, like very un-Lecker-like, and then down the other end snag, and I was turned around to Lecker, who's on the bench doing SFA. I said, mate, we're spraying this pocket at 3/4 time, and Rex is going to cop that.
And what did he say?
And he's turned around and gone, mate, is he getting any better? What's he learned under your hair? You've taught him nothing. He's plateaued. I was like, it's good banter from Leck.
No,
so you the coach?
I'm co-coach with someone else, yeah.
Are you the coach, actually?
Co-coach. You say I'm assistant, but I take over a bit too much.
So your young boy, Hudson, mate, he's playing Auskick as well.
Yeah, he is.
Do we ever see you in the coaching realms, or are you just floating down there on Sundays watching?
No, I'm very much floating down and watching and staying out of the way and letting Hudson go to work and all the young kids go to work.
Do you think you'll ever have a situation? So firstly, it's probably a 2-pronged question. Do you have any interest in coaching at any level? Secondly, in a couple of years' time, say Hutto's like 12, 13, you just seen it and you can't believe what they're doing as a side and you take over and just change the whole game.
You got to get out from behind goals with the hot dog and Coke and go like, geez, I better move some magnets here.
There's a part of me that wants to be real, and I know what I probably would do.
Yeah.
Knowing how stubborn I am sometimes with things. So I probably would go out and try and change some things, but I'm going to say no, I won't. Yeah. Put it that way. I'm going to try not to be that guy.
We'll check in 6 years' time,
check in on me if I've got to come around with a couple of black eyes. And Hudson's got no football team to play for because his dad's an idiot. But yeah, no, I try to stay out of the way. He's got good coaches down there, and to be honest, it's just all about having fun for them. It's just about having fun.
Speaking of parents coaching, your old man obviously played some AFL footy. Was he involved in your development much, or was he just a background, talks to you and pulls you over when you've done something wrong during the game?
No, you asked Dad. He taught me everything, which he did. He taught me a fair bit about the game of footy for sure. And it's actually funny because I was away for the Brisbane game that I actually played this year, which was great.
That was not one of those 6 games.
No, it wasn't. But I was away and I come back and Hudson, as he does every single arvo, can we go for a kick outside? And I went out back and he improved dramatically. Like he wasn't missing me, sort of set up. And I thought, what's going on? So I asked Maddie, what have you done anything extra with Hudson? She goes, nah, your dad took him on the weekend for a 2-hour walk. And I said, did they just walk? So I called Dad and Dad took him for a one-on-one training session.
Masterclass.
Mate, it wasn't master. You should have seen the improvement. I called Dad and he was worried that I was getting upset that his training him too hard or something. I said, mate, whatever you're doing, just tell me. Just tell me so I can implement it. He goes, well, I was trying to tell you for the last 30 years and you haven't listened to me. So if you listen to me, you'd maybe be that good as well.
Mate, if Andrew's charging, a fixed rate, I'll send Geordie around there because he drops the ball like an absolute spud.
Oh yeah, but he's he loves it. That's all that matters for me. He's having fun.
Oh, beautiful.
How'd you find it out there on the weekend, Gov? Result aside.
Yeah, personally, it was just good to get back out there. The game's changed a fair bit over the last 12 months, so it was a bit different for me personally, just get my head around it. But boys implemented game plan pretty well. Effort was great. And then gave ourselves the opportunity to win the game, which was great. We fought it right out to the end, but we couldn't quite get there in the end. But it was just great to be out there amongst such a young group now.
Collectively, is that the best the back six has sort of performed? Let's start individually. Like there were so many great individual performers in that back half that had one of their better games on the weekend. How was it, those individual performances compared to the team dynamic of how team defence went?
Yeah, I think when we're going well and when teams are going well, individuals will have moments throughout the day, which then sort of combine to have a good day as a backline or a forward line or a midfield, or as a whole team. So the boys put some good pressure on for us at stages, and at times we just had to hold up. So it felt good back down there. It's good to have Yoey down there as well. He just slides into it wherever you put him. He's such a good player, but. I thought the boys held up their end as much as we could, but at the end of the day we lost. So it would have been good to get that extra point.
Do you think you're dreaming to think you're going to keep Yoey for next year down in the back six?
No, I reckon we can convince him to stay down there. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the next step for the big fella. Obviously, mate, vice captain of the football club. Yep. Tough year with injury, particularly the hammy where you missed a prolonged period. How did you find, just from a leadership perspective, reviewing and on-field stuff this year? Because I really struggled with it last year, being separated from the group but trying to stay involved. Yep. How else did you find it this year?
You find it hard. The hardest thing is to actually give direct feedback and trying to help in a way. Like, because you're not playing, you're not out there, it's quite easy for me to sit on the sidelines and bark at everyone and say, mate, do this better and do that better. Which, when you're playing, it's so much easier because you're in the moment with everyone the whole time. You can actually just give the direct feedback or help, or you got a full understanding. I don't have a full understanding because the game's actually, like I said before, it's changed so much probably in the last 12 months. I don't have a full understanding of where the game was at and what was required and what the boys are sort of going through out there. And I wasn't fit actually on the field when we're getting beaten by 120 points every week. So that's what made it hard for me, is getting a full grasp of exactly how everyone's feeling and what they're seeing and the way that they're behaving. But then, once you're playing, it's a lot easier, as you said, Oz. But it does make it hard to contribute when you aren't playing big time.
I'm a bit of a sicko, Gov, and I like to get in deep with the injury talk. Talk us a bit about hammy in terms of how it felt. Some of the how it felt. I'll go one at a time. Like, how did that feel? Was it any different to a hammy you've done in the past?
Yeah. No, it didn't feel great. It was
really.
Yeah, it didn't feel very good at all, Thumper.
Yep.
I actually thought I got kicked in the hammy.
Yeah. So it's that Achilles feel where you turn around going, "Who's there? Oh no."
Yeah, I thought I got kicked, and then I tried to keep running, and it didn't really feel great. And then the doctor come out and I said, "Oh, mate, I think I've just got a corky. I've been kicked in my hammy." And he said, "No, there was no one behind you, mate. Come off." And you could tell sort of straight away when the doc sort of has that bit of a look in his eye like, "Oh, you've snapped your hammy." It wasn't great.
They knew that right then and there.
He didn't know directly, but he said one of the most common things that people say when you've snapped your tendon is you got kicked in the leg. That's normally the first thing that someone will say to him. So I was unfortunately said those exact words, and he goes, "Oh, I don't think it's going to be good." And then obviously got the scans and it wasn't great.
With injuries, mate, so obviously you can't play footy and people look at you as a footballer. How does it go with 3 young kids at home when you've got your leg in a brace and you can't do anything around the house? Like, how is that managing?
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm so fortunate that my partner Maddie's a gun. Like she's a gun at being a mum and being a partner and all that. So I'm very, very fortunate. But I did take a couple of extra days in hospital Just
they were trying to kick you out.
Nah, not kick. They were more than happy for me to stay, but I'm very much a get out of there guy. Get me out as quickly as possible. But with 3 kids and the significance of this surgery, it was like I probably shouldn't be at home while I've got 3 young kids jumping all over me on bed and on the bed and everything else. So I took a couple extra days, and then I'm fortunate enough that Matty let me have the spare room. Pretty much just gave me the spare room, said get out of here and lock the door. And but yeah, it does make it tough, but also it's actually good as well. You've got something to take your mind off it, and they helped out a bit, the kids.
Gov talks about his kids sort of climbing all over him. We've got vision from the year of Hudson in the change rooms post games, and Ollie. Dynamic duo. They are like wrestling as if it's a main UFC fight card, mainly at each other.
With a footy or no footy involved?
It doesn't matter as far as they're concerned, yeah. So do you think,
Huddo would take Ollie, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh, I don't know. Hudson, he's got the capability of, I think, for sure. But he's a very emotional little boy, Huddo. I reckon he's going to be a lover, not a fighter, but he's got a head for it. He's got a big head that is built for either doing damage or taking damage. So, I reckon he's got it capability-wise, but I think he's going to be a lover. I've got a feeling he's going to be a lover.
How did those two and a few other family members around the West Coast Brigade go on the Swan Valley trip with the mums and kids, mate?
Yeah, they went well. I popped up there for...
Just describe who was there as you go on first.
It was Mastons, Schofields, Shueys, McGoverns. Yep, that was all of them, I think.
Yep, no Barasses there.
No Barasses. They got lucky. They got lucky. So how many kids is that? That's 3. Yeah, there's about 8 or 9 kids to 4 girls. The boys weren't up there. Obviously, we had commitments back here with training and stuff.
Sounds good in theory for the mums to all get together and we'll all help each other out,
They'll learn. They will learn, the girls. Look, don't get me wrong, they loved it. They want to go up there and have a bit of fun with the kids and all that. But, I think their eyes were opened very quickly to how hectic, because I was up there for an hour. I quickly popped up to help set up some things while I could, and I just could not believe the storm that was going on up there. I had to go.
Scully gave a very familiar review of like, mate, I was there for a little bit and I had to get out.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, just imagine a tiny enclosed playground in someone else's house. It was raining outside and you're just trying to get a little tiny bit of peace and quiet, and it's just bananas.
No.
Yeah.
No good.
Anyway. All right. Changing tones, mate. Shannon.
Yeah,
one of your good mates, Bung.
Yeah.
Probably had a bit of time to prepare for it. How are you feeling personally about it? And whenabouts did Bung pull you aside and have a word with you beforehand, or how did you find out? Were you like the rest of us, Joe Blow, sitting in the auditorium?
Yeah, personally, I'm extremely pissed off at him for retiring. So selfish of him. I need him around more often. I sort of, with all that sort of stuff, I hate talking too much about it, like to the older boys, because I'm sort of in that boat now as well, and you sort of don't want to put any ideas in anyone's heads, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I think we all sort of knew this might be Bung's last year. I think he knew that as well, but I just don't want to waste any breath on that sort of chat. So I never really spoke to him too much about it, but as soon as the meeting got called, I thought, this must be it. This must be the time. And then I quickly called him just before we went in. I seen him sweating in the corner. I was looking at him a bit funny.
With his notepad.
Yeah, he had his notepad. He was sweating. I'm like, he's a heavy sweater normally when he does his physical activity. But it was emotional for me because I was like, is it time? And he just looked at me and said, yeah, mate, this is me. And I was choked up. So, right, mate, I'll speak to you after. I was just going to shoot out of here. And then, he obviously did it. And it's sad. And it's sad, but it's also something we should be celebrating, because you already tell like the change in him a little bit. Have you noticed it?
Yeah.
Like you can just see he's actually finally not relaxed, but he's just got a different persona about him. It's like, far out, this guy was that committed to football, to the game of football. You just see his mannerisms, the way he operated, just his mood, everything was just sort of tweaked and changed, and the load's been taken off a little bit. But he was so committed, and I'm going to miss him sorely. He's such a legend. He's helped me out personally and helped this footy club out immensely. So, he can go enjoy his fishing now. Fun.
What odds is he paying to be a coach, whether line or any kind in the AFL system? What odds are you giving him on the tab touch market?
Yeah, I reckon there's a chance, but I don't know if it's going to be straight away.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally, I'd be going long odds, the chances of him coming back to footy.
You reckon?
I reckon he's going to enjoy non-footy life, Bunga.
Yep.
Yeah.
I reckon he's going to be quite comfortable and enjoy fishing every day and everything else that comes with a bit more flexibility. I don't know if coaching has a flexibility for him, but it does have the structure that he loves.
Are you preparing the amount that your phone will ring to have that invitation and being like, Bunga, I'm not retired yet.
Yeah.
I can't go out every time you want to go out.
This is the thing about Bunga. He's gets it and he's so switched on, he won't even bother calling me because he knows I need to be focusing on footy.
Because he would have been
make
pissed off if
sense?
someone
Yeah.
was calling him.
Because he'd be the same thing going, mate, yep, I'd love to come with you, but I've got to do some footy. I'll come fishing with you after. When I finish footy, we can do it.
Oh, man.
So, and let's see if I got an invite anyway. Him and Lecker are probably hooking up on the boat somewhere.
All right, couple more before we get to the fan questions. The Wanderer program,
Yeah.
started by your old man.
Yep.
West End Plumbing, you got a lot on the plate.
Yeah.
What's taking up your most interest? What should we be getting at the fans to either help? You're still looking for drivers for the program? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, most of my time's actually getting spent here at the footy club at the moment with where we're at. But a fair bit of time getting spent on the foundation and the business. But for us, we're at the stage of we've got a lot of people to help. We do need some more driver mentors,
Yep.
and for us, we just need to try to keep securing as much funding as we can to help operate the program. We've pushed out to Kalgoorlie. We're hoping to get down the Great Southern, Pilbara metro area. So we're really trying to push through WA over the next sort of 12 months and have as big a footprint and impact as we can on the community. So, if anyone's out there and wants to get involved in actually changing people's lives and having a massive impact on people's lives, reach out to us. You should be able to find us on socials or the internet websites.
How long are you going to have your license for to be a mentor driver?
It's the same as if you can take someone for their P's, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to have it. I think it's 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
If I'm correct, you have to have obtained your license for at least 5 years and not lost it.
Okay.
So Thumper, you're out.
You know, I did some driving with Taria Bayok to get his hours up once.
Big T.
Yeah,
that?
that's exactly what we're here for.
Yeah. I was
We
more
got
than happy to
Rory.
do it.
Rory's got his license through us.
Really?
Yeah. Rory got his license through us.
Works
so,
on the comms team. Very good.
Yeah.
Now, mate, go as broad or specific as you want here. End of season plans. What's going on? It's getting to that time of year.
Yeah,
You got to.
You can plan a week now.
Yeah, you hate to not be in finals.
Yeah.
But this is a time 3 weeks away. All right, we need to get stuff planned, particularly a guy with kids. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just pull them out of school.
Yeah. Well, I've just got a lot of small stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of a little bit. I got brother's wedding over in
yeah,
Adelaide.
nice.
It's massive.
So it'd be good. Roddo for a bit. Calbarry.
Was that contentious? He's not having it back here in Perth, or is he marrying an Adelaide girl?
Yeah, Adelaide girl. Yeah. Yeah. So
He didn't have a say in the matter then, did he?
no, I don't think he's saying anything, Mitch. He's done. But
You taking everyone across for that?
yeah, we'll take the family across, so that'll be a big adventure. A bit of fun on the plane.
You're not best man or anything like that?
Nah. I did make the best man cut.
But you're in the short handful of...
Yeah, I'm in the short list. So got his Bucks party as well, and I think a couple of weeks before that, so that should be a bit of
Should
fun.
be quite a fair.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll go to Bali with the Schofields for a week or so just a lot of small stuff hanging around.
Beautiful.
Nice. All right. Fan questions. We're going to start with Thumperlicious. Worth a follow. Don't know if you heard of him.
Unfortunately.
What was going on with the 7 defenders to start the third quarter? What happened there, mate?
Did you guys all run out?
Yeah, they're all want to go.
Mate, clowns.
I don't know. I think
Bounds.
this is where we're at. We were just dialed in as the backs. We were just dialed in to
Rabble.
pure stopping goals, and unfortunately, we all ran out. And I don't know whose fault. Actually, it's something I've got to get to the bottom of.
I can tell you who ran off first, but I don't know if that means it's his fault.
Who ran off?
I think Yowie then had to go off first.
Do you know what? I think it was Yowie because Yowie had some minutes that he had to hit and he was starting off. So such an Elliot Yeo thing to do, just think he's starting on the field like that. Like who would think Elliot Yeo should be starting on our field? Of course he should.
He'd want to just run to the centre bounce and take the ruck and then do whatever else he wanted around it.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny.
All right. From the Darling Strangers band, what's the best feed in Albany?
What's the best feed?
Or has it been a while since you've been back there?
It has been a while since I've got a proper feed, but the OG that I used to hit regularly was called the Venice.
Ooh.
There was Lime 303 that was a bit more upper market. And now they've got a new one up the top of the hill. Anzac, I don't know if you guys probably haven't been there, but top of the Anzac Hill, it's called Garrisons, which is like flash. It's almost too flash for our.
Yeah, too much going on.
Yeah, so like if you guys were going down there, go to Garrisons. Put it that way. Okay. But if you're a local heading around, go to Venice.
Ryan Rozzo, do you know who he is?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Is it true that you used to eat a pad thai for an entree before main meals?
That's not true.
That is false. That is so false. I might have done that on a couple of trips before when we were on overseas. Thanks for that rocket, mate. I'll be getting you back for that.
Simcock Bailey, not same vein, but not a bad one. Is it the meat pie or sausage roll? Which is your preferred?
Nah, meat pie for sure.
I'm opposite. What are you?
Are you hitting a sausage roll?
Yeah, I used to be a meat pie, but I used to take the lid off.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce, like all in the gut, stir it up, and then eat it like it was a bowl, the mince. And then I just have the pastry and just like.
Oh, yeah.
Frico.
Go to the sausage roll, mate. That's weirdo.
I don't mind that, to be honest.
Here's from Cam P, AFL 23, and this is a bloody good question. Is it hard playing backline? And because my opinion is yes, it's hard, but I reckon you're one of the guys. So the old joke and adage in footy is if you don't make it as a key forward, go down back, right?
Yep.
But I reckon you could play in the ruck, you could play centre half forward, you could probably play in the midfield. Why did you end up settling down back? And do you find it harder than the other positions to play?
There's different hardness. So like every position I think's extremely hard, especially now in the game that it's at. Down back's just a different type of hard. It's so like up in the forward line a little bit. A lot of it's out of your control. Like as a forward, you need the ball coming down a certain way to help you play your game. And backline's opposite. You need that ball not coming down how the forwards want it to come down to play your way. But yeah, it is getting a lot harder now with purely the way everyone's built. For me personally, like everyone's over 200 centimetres now. Yeah. They're big boys and they cover the ground well.
Yeah, 2 metre Peter look like an
and
monster.
you can't infringe now. Umpiring's just it is very hard. Yeah, for sure. And mentally it's hard because every goal that's kicked, no matter whether it's you or not, you take it personally.
Yeah, you feel it more, don't you?
You do. So mentally it's a bit harder as well.
I'm going to ask this question and you can figure out who's asked it.
Okay.
You like that game? Hey, Gov, massive fan.
D Reader 23. Darcy Reed 23.
Yep.
Yeah, this will be classic.
When you take a second ball off the tee, do you count 1 strokes or 2 strokes?
It's 1.
What do you mean?
You
all right, let's say...
wait.
No, it's plus 1.
So you're at Hammersley, right? You
Yes.
just hooked it left and you've killed someone on the road on Marmion.
Yeah.
So that's your first shot?
Yep.
Now, what are you hitting your next shot on?
My next shot is my second shot.
That is incorrect.
No. Yeah, just okay.
No, go on then. What's your justification for going against the rules of golf?
No, but sorry, it's a plus an extra shot is the way I look at it.
Yeah, but what are you hitting back off the tee again?
How many shots have I actually hit?
Yeah, I know that. I know how you're framing it, but it's almost like you're paying for another shot for it to come back.
No, I'm
to
sort
the
of.
tee.
It's just plus 1. Everyone makes it so it's 2 off the tee.
It's actually 3 off the tee.
Exactly.
But are you hitting 3 or are you counting it as a second?
No, I'm still counting the same amount.
Sounds like you and Darcy have had this argument a few times.
No, big time. We still argue about it. He's like, oh, it's your third shot. I'm like, no, it's not. It's my second shot and I'm adding 1 for my drop.
Darcy, we got him.
John Dawson, which former Eagle player would you have loved to play with that you missed out playing with?
Sugar. It's so hard.
I thought you meant Kane Lucas there.
Yeah,
I did.
That's rogue.
I played with Shug. Yeah. Look, I don't. It's hard to say because you want to sort of play with someone down back, but it would have been sick to play when Cuzzy and Juddy were playing.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
got some time with Coxie, which I was fortunate enough. But yeah, I think with Juddy and Cuzzy fanging around, that would have been awesome.
You and Coxie got on pretty well. It was fun to see. How many people still ask you? This is a collection of heaps of questions. How many people still ask you randomly about 2018 and that play?
Whoever this is.
No, it was heaps. Like when you're in public, do people come up and want to talk about that more than anything else?
Yeah, a fair bit. Yeah, a lot.
You just have a stock standard reply?
Yeah, you do. Like for a little bit there, you're sort of soaking up a little bit, and then now it's like so long ago, and it's great. It's awesome. There's something more to reflect on, but right now it's like I'm trying to worry about what else we can do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I thought it'd be a few.
Ethan W. Hall. What's your favourite goal you've ever kicked? And I'll reframe this. That plus when Thumper's putting the video together, is there one moment you're like, I hope this guy has added this one play in?
Nah, I trust Thumper so much.
Yeah.
I do. I think Thumper's going to nail it every time.
I don't.
You don't?
You're on the money there, Oz.
It's a bit easier for a highlight package down back, I reckon, mate.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that you need to go find. A couple of spoils and smothers. And
With those was tough to put together because there wasn't a heap of offensive things. It was just it was an absolute truckload of spoils, tackles. Like, well, it was going to be trouble mixing this in, but we made it work.
Yeah. But my favourite goal that I've kicked?
Yeah, your favourite goal you've kicked.
Probably my first goal.
Yep. Let's talk us through that because we've got another question.
From full back.
Yeah.
Carlton, don't know what round.
6.
Was it round 6? There you go, yeah.
Your research is elite, Oz.
2014, yeah.
Yeah, because I come in for, I think Glassy was rested that week. I think he was a bit sore. Played my first game.
What are you doing up there, mate?
I was playing the game. I remember Glassy.
Just playing the game.
I remember Glassy saying to me, don't do that ever again. He goes, I've been trying to kick a goal from fullback for years. And you've come in your first game and might have So I might have got lucky, which I did in the end. Like I think Scoot kicked it to me. Scotty Selwood just saw me out the corner of his eye and I was standing at the top of the 50 and banged it in and then got subbed out after that. So
Look, this isn't a question, but I just want to ask it, mate. You've had one of the most incredible rises to a footy career. So how old were you? It's round 6, 2014. How old were you?
Far out, 14. What am I now? 31. So maybe 21. Yeah, 2021?
Yeah, so you're 21 years old. The next year, 2015, we make a grand final. You count that. I've spoken to you. You've told me that's the best year you've ever played.
Yeah, I reckon that was right up there for one of my best years.
And then you've gone 4 All-Australians in a row after that.
Yeah.
How has, as a fellow player, I look at that and go, how did you just have enormous belief that, as soon as I play AFL, I'm just going to dominate this? Because not many players in the history of the game from their debut the next 6 years have been All-Australian 4 and probably missed out on one you deserved in another year. How did that come about? Were you just biding your time in the waffle thing? As soon as I play, I'm going to dominate AFL footy? Or just explain to me how that's possible.
Look, a lot of it was because I was a bit older as well, because I pretty much stuffed around for my first couple of years here. I was pretty lucky that the club stuck by me. I was lucky not to get delisted early. And then, I just sort of, I think it was when I was having a bit of a tough time when Woosh was here, as in I wasn't up to it physically. It had nothing to do with Woosher. It was all to do with me. And then Simo come and it was just like a breath of fresh air for me. And I just remember having a small conversation with him and you could tell he actually thought I could play a little bit. Where I'm not saying Woosher didn't think I could play at all. It's just I had this conversation with Simo and he was just telling me how disappointed he was, why I let myself physically down. And he goes, if you can get fit, I think you can play and have a real impact on the club and going forward. And I sort of just took that a little bit and from there, it just gave me a bit more belief than I already had, I guess. And then I just worked hard on some areas I need to improve on. And then from there, I just wasn't really worried about anything except playing. I just want to play good footy and just play every week. I didn't have any other worries, leadership-wise, pressure of performing, because I had nothing to lose. I was a rookie, had pretty much no chance of making it anyway. So why not just go out there and have a crack? And then, before you sort of know it, that sort of happens. And then you're in leadership groups and, moving up in the world, I guess. And then you just got different pressures and different things you're trying to deal with. But, I never really felt I had good inner belief. I thought I could play the game of football. At what level I didn't know until I started playing at AFL level and thought, okay, I can do this. I was also had good coaches and team around me.
Yeah.
That's what makes it. Like if you want most people that are going to win, I think personally going to win multiple Australians or play really well, you've got to have good players around you. If you don't have good players around you, it makes it very hard to do those sort of things.
Brilliant question, even better answer. Let's go final one. Battle of Britain. For Bunga's final game, regardless of who's available on our end, should he be stand-in skipper for the day?
Yeah, I reckon. Why not?
Well, your leadership group, would you vote that in?
I would for sure.
Bunga wouldn't do it.
I tried to get. No, Bunga wouldn't. No way.
He wouldn't do it.
I tried to get Witho to flip the coin on the weekend for his 100th. Oh, I thought I almost had him. So I reckon definitely that'd be cool for Bunga to captain the last one. I don't reckon he will, but if whoever's captaining, we can just throw to him in the circle and just give us one last rev up, Bung.
Imagine the Roars is walking out to flip the coin. The crowd would love it, man. Like last game, it'd be packed. Like,
what if he goes out there and he doesn't get to make a call? Like,
doesn't matter. You just walk back like that. Just pretend you want it. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, we're kicking this way, boys. Like,
Boots has done that a few times. He's just done the bluff. They're both players point the one, mate.
Awesome, Gov. Absolutely amazing. You're so giving you your time to come in. The drop of a hat, you were willing to service the Coast to Coast boys, and we much appreciate it. Good luck for the rest of the year and for the holidays and things to come. Looking forward to next year and just revving it all up, having a good crack with the young fellas.
So am I. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.